Hey guys, real quick before we get into this video, I'm gonna go cover a few things. One, this recording is only gonna start halfway through the Endwalker Sharlayan quest line because I was streaming this game and because the stream was having issues, if for some reason the recording got corrupted. So I was streaming and recording, and the recording became corrupted as a result of slobs. No, not slobs. It's now just Streamlabs of being a shitty program. So essentially, all my footage is corrupted except for the point you're about to see. So the main things you just have to know is how excited I was at the beginning of the expansion, me smiling through, like the title card, and the choice I made before is my controller DC'd halfway through and the connection to Steam was just not working. So I chose to just investigate Old Sharlayan, and this is going to pick up after we go to the library to look at the cards. So sorry in advance, but that's the point where this is going to pick up. So I'm also going to have a thing that, because I'm too lazy to edit out that text. So thank you. Enjoy the video. I have no idea when that recording stopped. Hopefully it's not too much. We didn't miss anything. Alright. Alright. Primals of unravel were summoned to the aether, the worst kind of phenomenon you can imagine. A complete destabilization of creation magics. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manner of life. The chaos extending to the ancients themselves, causing their powers to create a spiral out of control. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indestructible abominations prowling the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of your knowledge, however, these techniques will not be preserved or passed on. Your surmises that the closest known magic of that is the summoning rituals promulgated by the Asians. Was there aught else note to herald the approach of the final days? They say the entire star was engulfed by disaster all at once. They say they began with the keen sound from the land itself. Alpha, you can answer this one. The entire star was engulfed in fire all at once. I think you may be misremembering. As I recall, towards a more gradual spread. The spoke of a keening sound. Oh, I'm a fake fan. Sound that rose from the land itself just before a region was visited by a catastrophe. We did never hear this sound ourselves, of course, thus we were thrust into the midst of the madness. So the ground was crying out, you say, to be considered a harbinger of doom. One must be quite distinctive, and probably quite loud. You'll have to speak with one of the Nomaman's mammoths, and ask for any books of which make such a sound. Last but not least, how we describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity. What definitive action did they take? They summoned Zodiark. Yes, Elizabeth serving as his heart, many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. We do not know exactly how Zodiark brought salvation to the star, only by his godlike were the laws of nature set aright. Then, once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and that the fledgling souls they intended to render onto Zodiark. A trade, they would allow them to resurrect the shades of the beloved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have, had Venet and her fellows not manifest the opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. Thank you, both of you, for even detailed review. I feel more confident now in my understanding of the events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Terrafroi truly mean when they speak about bringing back the final days. We've seen that what they're doing with their tower of theirs is forcing people to summon primals as a kind of catalyst. Are they attempting to mirror the condition caused by the unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech, a convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan on to release? But this is just pointless to conjecture at this stage. Let us return our attention to the forums, shall we? We should keep an eye out for your Stola. 'Tis time we began studying these research papers. Damn, what's that? Ah, the ultimate weapons. Who's this? Ah. Can everyone not stand on top of the fucking destination point? Jeez. Am I the last, am I? Well, I extended my search. The Archon Sacks produced one or two possibly useful books. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Urianger learned of the source's reflection from the Guran oracles. For its potential cause of panic and confusion, the tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Google Library. 'Tis even less likely that the knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on the shelves for any curious scholar to find. It stands to reason that my colleagues, be they archons or counselors, should perforce are largely ignorant on the subject. Yet, when you confront Master Falcon with knowledge of the Terrafroi and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know if the final days are truly upon us. Which only supports the conclusion of whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Not that that's a mean to excuse myself from reading, do you? Whether they contain the mention of final days or no, these books will hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. You labor what feels like it's an age as the Stola's research assistant. Oh dear, you look exhausted. But what of your studies? Were you able to find books on the subjects I mentioned? Then the day was well spent. Should you read them again, a mammoth at the reference desk shall point you in the right direction. Oh god. I suggest you take a long-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for some quite time. Oh yeah. Gives us level 115 gear. What do I currently have on? Okay, Alize is what people who I'm talking to. Alize is in desperate need of a study break. Ready for a tea break, Eclipse? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around a bit. And I know the last stand down the harbor, don't you? Come with me, near the outside tables. I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Damn. Alice is being a Chad and inviting us on a date. Oh, an aetherite shard. Let's grab that real quick. There it is. Oh, dang. This sunlight. Hold on. Nice. What did you unlock? Oh, there we go. Are you Eclipse Morningstar? I am Eclipse Morningstar. Now he's just staring at me. Well, as I live and breathe, it is you. Huh, I knew I'd be the first to track you down. Who's the guild ship's top hunter now? Wait, you heard of guild ship hunts, yes? They're not so different from the hunts you're familiar with at Eorzea. I understand they run more challenging, but an adventure of your caliber would never turn out a challenge, would you? No, you would not. Pray speak with Norshoda and Peristyle to register your interest at your earliest convenience. I like hunts. Hi, the scholar. You're Eclipse? I'm half convinced I set the others on impossible tasks asking them to find you. The Gleaner's Guild ship has begun posting hunt bills, you see, and in hopes of capable individuals will take up arms, lightening the ever-increasing load. Fortunately, capable individuals remains to be a sticking point. Few hailing from our fair polis are willing to take up arms, let alone stand against more fearsome specimens. You, however, have experience in the grit that we need. When I heard that you arrived at our shores, it was music to my ears. You need work for free, of course. We've done our research, and the rewards we offer are fine, as you'll find it abroad. The currency we employ are relics, are known as gleaners, a great deal less figurative, so you may find yourself somewhat eccentric when it's as good as skill here. Speaking of eccentric, you may have noted the majority of our clients are scholars. You probably have not heard that half the creatures that they send you after. Oh, you won't have heard half the creatures they send you after, but it's best not to worry about that over much. Slay bees, collect samples, try not to think of the long-term effects of touching said samples, and get paid. Simple, no? That being said, I wouldn't dream of throwing you into the deep end with just... Let's start you off with some junior marks to get your feet wet. Guild ship hunts are now available. Gotcha. Alice, I'm coming for my coffee. As busy as ever, I see. It's how very Sharlayan that no gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions to gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear how the average citizen has to say about the tariff fray. Maybe we'll learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Alice is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. You can leave Alice behind by entering a different area, putting too much distance between you, or speaking with her and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Alice accompany you again, speak to her and return to the original location. Priondiere. What? What? What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking for to share a table, then I respectfully request you look elsewhere. You must understand, sir. We are simply wondering if you knew anything of the Terraform, the enemies of peace that promise to end all the world we hold dear. And wait, you're that House Levier girl, aren't you? And this man with you was obviously a foreigner. Humph. I heard if you were disowned for helping outsiders indulgent their barbaric whims, and you're giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me be. I got naught to say to the likes of you. Well, I must apologize. 'Twas foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Come, Clips. Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruption. We were hoping to share about your thoughts of the Terraform and their inconceivable plans. My goodness, if it isn't young Miss Levier. My apologies, but I work in the offices of the forum, and word reached Master Fortune that I was helping you. I see. Sorry to have bothered you. Aw, Dick. Dickon. Oh, no. Welcome, sir. What can I offer you today? Wait, is that Mr. Salazay? I see you there. My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of the Last Stand. I used to frequent this cafe on occasion in between lessons at the studium. It feels like an age ago now. I remember hearing you and your master Alphanode have all set sail for Orzia, but then you never came back. Lately there's been gossip of your father disowning the pair of you. Anything alright at home? It's complicated, and I haven't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with the situation quite so quickly. Everyone has opinions, it seems. Well, it is House Levier. No matter how discreet Master Falconant may have been, news of the family's doings never stays secret for long. Things being that they were, what brings you to the city now, of all times? You have questions of only Sharlayans can answer. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about the apocalypse called the Final Days? What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's why you're here to find information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we learn, unfortunately your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish I could be more there was more I could do to help. Maybe there is. You're a visitor to Sharlayan, aren't you? Sharlayan. If you will know your face, we should be able to pass you off as a server and none the wiser. We just finished preparing new orders. Strike up a friendly conversation when you're sitting down to food. You might get answers to what you're looking for. Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, what do you think? Leave it to me. That's the spirit. Pay attention. Now I'll explain where each dishes need to go. The tea set's for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. The omelet is for one of our regulars, a Highlander named Girsa. She's sitting outside with a friend of hers. Behind them you should see a Makote gentleman. He ordered an oven-baked lobster. Got all that? I'm not sure. If you're not sure, I'll just ask and I'll explain again. Good luck! Okay. You work here, don't you? I'm still waiting for my charming little tea set. Did I not? Am I supposed to pick something up? Oh, there we go. The tea set. Oh, my tea set. Lovely, thank you. So, you guys know about the apocalypse? The Telefu? I'm sorry, I never heard of them or their final days. Our friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. Now, if you want to hear about the ritual arcane practices of the 6th Astro Era, common or esoteric, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off. You got an omelet. Ah, finally. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in. No time to waste. So, did you hear about the apocalypse? What? The Teletroy? Ah, yes. I remember seeing that name in the latest Gazette. And some grand claim about the end days? Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, I say. The Forum made the right choice. I fully support their decision to remain neutral. And here is your lobster. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine! You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved to savor so afford this heavenly dish. The final days? This is the first I've heard of it, although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. It must be a busy time to be a gleaner. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of sorts. Travel the world procuring things that you haven't got here in Sharlayan. Priceless books, unusual live specimens, and so forth. So name the folks who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain they missed. By all accounts, gleaning is the most meticulous and demanding profession. If the Terrafloy make good of their atrocious threats, then many and catalog rarities will be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbor. You'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before. Not like this. Up. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days, aside from whatever vague news the Gazette is printing. Even Dickon has nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the Forum does have a secret knowledge, they've done an impressive job in ensuring no one whispers it into the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing a part here so well. Here, a cup of coffee, I promised. But let's enjoy our drinks somewhere else, shall we? I may be behind the pesta style, away from the gossip and wagging tongues. The what? Yes, this would do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Sharlayan? Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alphino, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
Those must be the Gleaners.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
Labyrinthos?
A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait! Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the Gleaners coming and going more than usual?
Yeah.
Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And Gleaners answer to the Forum.
Oh.
If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Looks like we're heading into Labyrinthos. Oh, that's why I couldn't connect. There's a person in front of me. Alicia is excited to share her revelations. We should tell the others what we learned about the Gleaners. Go ahead of New Ramon. I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. It's a fat cat frying pan. Excuse me. Oh, crowds over here. Welcome back, Eclipse. Been for a walk to clear your head out, have you? Not exactly. We did an impromptu investigate and turn up information on the Gleaners. Yeah, they're doing all sorts of stuff. They're coming and going more than usual. And then we saw them go into boats into Labyrinthos. It makes sense. Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats, but as you say, they ultimately answer to the forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo certainly gives an impression of an overarching plan to put into motion. Let's see. In theory, it can build from the facts. As Justola observed earlier, Newland's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what Eclipse and Alize learned of the Last Stand, we can be reasonably sure that the most Sharlayans know nothing of a particular period of ancient history. Yet, my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but also... It's so early. But also certain the destruction being perpetrated by a Terraform is wholly unlike the apocalyptic events. Moreover, the forum claims to be occupied by the duty for pressing importance. They sold 50 units tonight or as a request for aid. And now the Gleaners' official agents of the state have been mobilized in an unprecedented scale. Do you think that the stretch is to conclude the Gleaners' recent activities are in service of forum's secretive ends? In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation ourselves, and if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. What should we expect down there? Oh, I would hate to spoil the surprise. As for myself, there will be a few more subjects I would like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and I'll be on your way. I'll see to it that they're returned to its proper place. That'd be a great help. Thank you, Raha. Let's head down the stairs over there. I'll show you where the entrance is. Where are you, Alize? There she is. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here. You may be finding the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Follow Alize and try not to fall behind. Off we go then. It's pleasant here, amongst the trees, but we really should move along. Now we run. Try to keep up. Keep on the path straight ahead. We cross the bridge. Up here. The rostra, not far now. Oh, I'll come back for that. Here we are, through this door and down the stairs. Did you remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? It'll make your life so much easier if you need to come back here in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. I would like to attune to the shard. There we go. Chocobo Keep? Down here? Well, that traveler might be interested in a Chocobo Porter. Don't tell me this is your first visit at the stop. I shall update my register with your name and you may access it for the future. Sorry, someone said something in shout chat that I honestly agree with. Alright. So we're all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Alright, everyone to the lift and down we go.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
The Northern Empty Labyrinthos. Ooh, this music.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
There's lower levels?
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
What's wrong, Crow?
Did you call to me just now? No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
Aaronville, you here to help or give me more headaches because you don't have the look of a gleaner and I'm in new mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was exhausted. He took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. Now I have to pack the marmots running loose. Let me think. The riot seeds need to be item 158, cumin seeds 159, snowberry 168. Or were they 161? Ugh, my head feels so stuffed with moko grass. Why more loads to take and carry out than in? Why do all this once and risk mixing it up? And someone mistakes the Corsican carrots for Garibaldian carrots. What then? Your exchange with Teve taught you about the large shipments coming in and out of Labyrinthos. Dolby. You want to know what I'm doing? Hauling books and ore and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock of Labyrinthos. You know, sort of tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before, though. They just did one a few summers ago, even. Thus, no warning at all. This mess gets dropped onto our laps. Orders from on high, damned if I know the reason. They're changing the layout and preparing for the next big expansion. Your exchange is taking stock of Labyrinthos. Any luck, Eclipse? What did the things have to tell you? And over. Oh, why is it getting colder? So this grand operation began without warning. For every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That'll explain the haggard faces I'm seeing. We were right, the form is definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. Trial appears to be lost in thought. We would do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as of who would task them to do it. If you're game clips, I have an idea. Didn't one of the Gleaners question about something about the escaped marmots? Perhaps if you were to help him capture said creatures, they might be inclined to be more friendly and enlightening conversation. Meantime, I'll turn my trance upon this Gleaner here. We compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting. Yours to find the marmots. Nothing suitable to pay for your service, but if you're offered out of goodness of your heart, I'd welcome your assistance. The name is Aaron Vale, my friend, specialist in collection of live specimen. That said, capture of the Axiom marmots is a trial I repeat. Grizzled mice, as they call them. For a mercy, there are no other marmot species on this tier at the present, so it should be no mistaking the little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in the sack. Gently, of course. Where to begin, you wonder? Not seeing any scampering around here, so you need to widen your search into the surrounding forest. Be on your guard. These beasts out there won't hesitate to prey on Marmont or you. I'll search the trees to the west, and the eastern part of the forest is all yours. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Marmots. Marmots. Oh. Oh, there it is. Oh no. Chirp! Squeak. Oh no. Barely ready to sack and grizzle its campus into the underbrush. Wait, hang on. Oh wow. I guess it's reasonable to say it's over there. Squeak! Oh, rat sack. Damn. Oh, an aether current. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Sure. Here's the rat sack. Squeak. More preferred for its time and speed, you will succeed in closing the sack over your elusive quarry. Okay. It's a big stretch. Thankfully, the marmots seem to be unharmed. They've held up well in isolation, but too much to release them in habitat. It's a good thing we were able to recapture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. Who tasked you to capture them in the first place? By the authority in charge of Labyrinthos now and perpetually. The same members who had us working night and day of late. The honorable members of the Forum. Who else? Suitable for consumption and easy to breed. Those are the two conditions I was given this stock I was instructed to pursue. Didn't know what the Forum had planned for these creatures, but at the very least, I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. There you are, Eclipse. Is this the gleaner you mentioned? The one who's looking for the lost marmots? It's just a company you keep, friend. Who are you folk, anyway? I'm Cryo, a student of Baldician. These others are my associates. Truth be told, the Forum's decision of late have not sat entirely well with us, and that is why we made the descent into Labyrinthos. We hoped by seeing those decisions put in action, we might be formally to understand their reasoning. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try to gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls. Other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry I can't offer you more than your services. Did you learn anything from our new friend here? So we've confirmed that the order, the ambitious operation, did indeed come directly from the Forum. However, the Gleaners have not informed us of its purpose. I say it sees fit for everything we've heard thus far. We've also discovered the operation had begun. The Forum contacted the Gleaners Guild ship and put them people into this great work for some 4 days after Teleflora made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travelers, the Gleaners kept upbeat the news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus, I'm inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate. Although, it gives us a distinct impression that the undertaking was sudden and an unexpected development. Yet, I find it hard to believe that such comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthos and its archives be planned in such a brief window. Nay, I say this was long in the making. They were awaiting the right time to put this into effect. The Telefloi's declaration was all set in motion. Seems likely, but let us not leap at conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we can find. In that case, how may we head to Archean? From here, we can reach the lower. Kyle, what's wrong? I'm fine, truly. The sudden descent left me with a bit of a headache, that's all. Nothing could stop me from soldiering on. Let's be about it then. Please let me take the lead. I'm fairly certain I remember the way to Archean. We followed the path to the east, through the forest, and we were chasing after the mouse. Or marmot, was it? Anyway, 'tis the trolls you need to watch out for. Ooh. Ooh, an aetheryte. Behold the Archean. As Numeron serves as Sharlayan's literacy archive, so does the structure house the city's wealth of material data. The architecture, too, is similar. This building is merely the upper entrance and access to vaults carved beneath the cliffside. Within those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens, as well as the detailed records of which describe them. In the manner of speaking, the Archean contains the physical history of Sharlayan's unwavering dedication to the accumulation of knowledge. Well, we won't learn anything of value by just standing out here. Let us proceed into the main building and speak with the custodian. Let me tune to this aetheryte real quick. Greetings. We are to pursue the Archean vaults. Peruse, you're clearly not gleaners, then may I ask your affiliation? We belong to the students of Baldesion, but is that relevant? I was given to believe the vaults were open to the public. At least were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At the present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved with the reorganization efforts are permitted to re-enter. Not us then, I suppose. We better move along to another facility. The building has a lift which connects to the military, yes? Might we at least make use of that? The service has also been suspended. I'm afraid for the time being, priority has been given over Conveyance of inventory. What? So this is as far as we can go? I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again after our restructuring operation has concluded. By the time it will be too late, and we were so close to getting answers. We need to rethink the approach. Let us step outside for a moment, shall we? Dude, it's about this, yeah. We are at an impasse. As we know the leads, I should like to pursue this one further. But I doubt our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by a heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to gain access to the lower levels. It is likely the people in this area involved with the restructuring in one way or another. If we are to irradiate ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let's ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs to lighten the load. Alright, am I taking the left? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us in the Archon, even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what we found. There's no such record of the creature anywhere. Thus wandering around tranquility, so we thought we'd donate it to the vaults. Squeal, squeal. Honest little squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we'll have to take care of it until the Arcane opens up again. Oh, you're part of the gemstone traders. Same gemstones. Alright, here's the other guy. What's that? Take you down the lift with me? Sorry, but not a chance. I've been up and down all day. I only now just found a spare moment to rest. I didn't see a gleaner heading back through the gate, though. Shouldering a large pack, engaged with some manner of task. Maybe he'll be heading down below after he's done with whatever it is he's doing. Is that our boy? Our boy? Let me up onto this cliff, please. Saw you for a second there. There you go. They're not the capybara. Why? He'll frighten it away. Ah, it's you again. Don't mean to be rude, I'm just in the middle of another task. Cloudkin, I need to capture his close, very close. You wish to help me out with this too? Spend your time in an unusual way, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1. Very well. The canal here is the most gathering spot for the birds of all kinds. This one is a hornbill. Its feathers are green, and its distinctive caw singled out. Shoot it with your sleeping dart. The effects are short-lived, so I'll lie in wait down in the riverbank to claim our quarry. Be sure to hit the right one. Search and use the blowgun. Oops. That says caw caw. Quack quack. Coo coo. Caw caw. That's it. Get it!
Fair shot.
Oh, it's voiced.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way over to you.
There you are. Any new revelations?
I helped my old friend shoot a green bird.
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill.
Yep.
I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a cleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species, too. Able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Damn.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down.
Oh.
This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the Medial Circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back. I bid you...
Good day.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
Anything coming to kill me? Oh. Answer is yes. think I might take a break after we get through this. Oh lord, this is a deep drop. Seems like everyone made it through without incident. Nothing of consequence, at least. And as promised, the tunnel has delivered us into the Medial Circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Aaronville's assumption holds true, the specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration. Then, we should see such evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Follow the path to the nearest farming facility to see what we can see. Aha! Now I know where we are. This is Mera Agonomics. Labyrinthos is host to a wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies of cultivation methods in foreign lands. And this facility, which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed Labyrinthos' colleagues, so I hear. I see no gleaners' whereabouts, yet the workers here seem to share the same sense of urgency. It's just possible when something of the form's plans underlying motivations. Worth a venture, I'd say. If you could coax the workers, the rest of us will do the same and cast out for useful clues. Sanctuary. Guess not. But I do need to take a break and get some stuff done. So I will be back and to finish this recording. Oh, hello there. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, I forgot if that. Can I have those filters? Hang on. Filters. Boop. Noise suppression. And noise gate. I don't know. Oh, that works, I guess. Okay, this. Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors. Not with use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? I went through a cave. The mine shaft, you say? Well, you're a much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd warrant such tenacity with a guided tour of the fields, but I'm afraid the forum has us fill in orders lists of a mile long. Massive yet detailed requests, literal wagon loads of crop samples, and hardly any time to put them together. When I heard about this grand reorganization, I assumed we'd be shuffling around the old stock to make room for the new. Then came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds we've already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation, but I was met with the vague assurances that it will all be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. Overwhelmed laborer. Who I ought to be taken down below more than I can carry, and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift, but some is embarked for aerial transport, hence the stack of crates atop the hill over there. Gods, hauling that lot up that slope was a job and a half. What crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one's a variety of grape. It only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and a condition here that's nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising, given that the native, in particular locale, is the very place in which Labyrinthos was modeled, the region in South Ilsabard. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for a myriad of flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to suave temperate plains, which can transition into a hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested, as you might expect. Used to be called Corvos before the Imperials renamed it to Locus Amoenus. The forum saw it not as a prize, however, but the researchers' ideal environment, one whose climate we strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthos. It's since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments and cultivation. I see. Can't relent. What do we get? Oh, yo. You wanna fight? Fine, we'll fight. Server issues. That lag was terrible. The label on these crates tell the story of their contents. Bundles of common seeds and saplings accompanied by sheaves of reports. Hi, my. Oh.
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion.
Ocean.
You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Sharlayan at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides.
I'll eat you.
Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters,
Good
every
take a nap.
culture, even dimly aware
Look, you're on
of
stream, my mind.
existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration.
Watching her
As
through
an
her
avid
glass.
botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we've failed to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly.
Go take a nap.
Isn't that the entrance to
Go
the
take a nap.
arcade?
Hey, it's our buddy.
Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member, or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
Damn right.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all... Cryo?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
What's up with Cryo? Is she trying to listen for Hydarin? Cryo's still feeling unwell. I've never seen her so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but we're moving too. We cannot let our quandary slip away. Erenville was heading westward along the path of the Arcane. Come, we can still catch him. Hold on a moment, I have an idea. If memory serves, the colossal wall structure is Logisticum Beta, one of the Labyrinthus' climate control centers. But even if we were to find Erenville in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to real issues of importance with a nonchalant we stroll past. Nay, we shall remain undetected. Only Graha and his vanish spell were here. Oh, but there is another way of turning invisible. Hippity hop, my little toad. Goodness. And unaccustomed to transfiguration, worry not. It will wear off with the passage of time. I suggest you and your green companions hop along to catch up to Erenville. Should you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I'll refresh the enchantment. What am I to do in the meantime? Wait here with me. In your current state of mind, you leap into the jaws of a predator. Would you learn anything of note? Which reminds me, where are the creature's whereabouts? In that form, you are essentially defenseless. You have changed into a toad. You remain transfigured in order to complete quest objectives. You return to the transfigured status. If you move too far away, look at your map. Look at your map for where the area's effect is. Click the Ashola to restore or prolong transfiguration. Rivet, rivet, rivet. Alpha Toad and Alley Toad are now accompanying you. Please keep them at your side in the process. Ribbit. Quiero. There they are. Let's go, guys.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Sharlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Sharlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full.
Wait, what?
While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
How dare you try to fool an expert? It happens, man. I suppose we should have known a gleaner who specializes in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived. Yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps, you have discovered a new piece of the puzzle. This momentous duty the foreign agent mentioned. At least there's no longer Alpha Toad and Aleph Frog. Yeah. Sharlayan has been called to action, and the Telefroy's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is, hopefully to fulfill, it's deemed to be sufficient import. You disrupt all the Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Aozia's request for aid. Guide of sorts. What duty would warrant direct involvement of the Forum in the commitment of all its resources? Judging by what we just heard, none of the Gleaners were offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear we'll learn nothing by pressing them further. We should head back to Y'shtola and Cryo for the moment, see what they think of this. Also, I forget, Sean, do you use Streamlabs or do you use regular OBS? I know that question seems out of the blue, but... Oh! Oh. I forgot to do my expansion spring cleaning. Welcome back. I tried you found Aaronville, Ren. Interesting. I had a feeling you would learn something important, even if it was something that was simply a confirmation that no one knows that much of anything. We should share this with Cryo and then discuss it, and how we should proceed, assuming we find her back at the farm. She's behaving oddly, though I bade her return and rest there. Perhaps not the best decision in hindsight. Do you mind checking near the flower she was so entranced by? The rest of us cannot convey more distant areas, just in case she wandered. Welcome back, my. You don't want attention. I know you want to take a nap. I'll come back for you. Oh yeah, we have to go. Oh wait, we have to go buy the flowers. Rip. I don't know where I'm going. Nope, it's that one. Oh, so is that why everyone is gathered here? Hey, sweetie. It's okay. Okay. You're allowed to take naps. We all take naps in this house.
for you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead. Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Thank you. Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you. Take the flower. Walk free, for you are free to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That bloom will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first, so weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread, imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
You can't be serious! We've done nothing wrong!
Master Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations,
Yo,
After
hi,
alerting
Ice.
the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian. A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Yep.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What then is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city.
Oh boy.
As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Huh?
Graha! But
Oh.
why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Rostra? How you doing, Hi Ice? Oh, it's just taking us straight there. Oh boy. We are actually on trial. Oh, Cryo put her hood down.
Forgive me. I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
The Forum will come to order!
Oh boy.
This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldesion. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
Uh-oh. I am the Senate.
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Calm down, Cryle.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Whence came this revelation?
From the mouth of a forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own.
Oh.
The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policy-making process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd.
Did you notice?
From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuno, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? Now, if we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Order! We will have order! Master Monteshane raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldesion are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlayan. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed.
Yeah.
Students, Scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences. Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
Damn. So we're getting cucked. Teleporting. Hello? Nope, controller disconnected. That was a long cutscene. There we go. Well, at least we're allowed to remain in the city, and our endless investigations are not in vain. We now have this mysterious duty of theirs began from whatever the Forum discovered in the ethereal sea. From our freedoms, so sorely curtailed, however, we struggle to learn more substance here in Sharlayan. Alice has a look of dissatisfaction. Why is he so reluctant to explain the actions in plain words? Survival come what may, his father's work is so vital to take precedence over his own family. Alvino? Alice? It is you! When I heard you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I'm very glad they allowed you to stay. Mother! Yo, Alphonode and Alice's mom's hot! Eminence Olivier at your service. And you fine people must be the science of the 7th Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Mother, please. We know how much make things difficult for you. If word reaches father that you are here. Oh, bother that. I am to be chastised in speaking to my own children. I'm well aware of what you and Master Fono are not in the best of terms at the moment, but I am absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. Timing couldn't be better as the matter stands. We shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters in Thankard's group and reconsider our options. Go ahead, visit your home. We will be back at the annex when you are ready to rejoin us. I'm not sure Eclipse, what do you think? Eclipse? The Eclipse Morningstar. A splendid day turned out to be. Champion of Eorzea, I insist you join us. Yes, mommy. Very quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you and join our hospitality, your servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Eclipse, would you be kindly to escort my children to the estate? And she was gone, with any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you. Dun, 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 dun. I apologize. My mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I'm glad, relieved even, to see her in such high spirits. What say you, Eclipse? Though it seems we shall have a little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us to visit our home? Fine, if we're going, we better get it over with. But make sure you stay in the entrance hall. No peeking into our private chambers, thank you very much. However not, your room is always perfectly neat and tidy. Everything in there, they rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you can bring yourself to throw away. Childhood toys. I mean, never mind. Oliviera's estate is this way, straight down the stairs, come on. Discuss the view from the bridge. When Alice and I were young, or little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or a servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. Now look at us, traveling to different continents, different worlds even. Children, Alphanode and I would often wait here for our father to come home from work. There must have been a day when his means ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at that exact moment and came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. Oh, there's a... Hold on, guys. There's an aetherite shard here. Touch the rock. You may now have aetherite access to the Oliviera estate. Holy, this is big. Ah, you're here at last. Please do come in. Oh, wow.
Welcome home, my lady.
What? What are you gawping at?
Your house is huge! What do you mean? House Oliviera in all its grandeur. Scion headquarters must seem squalid indeed. Just as barters in their craftsmanship. House Oliviera in all its grandeur.
Oh, gods, please don't. It makes me feel like a spoiled princess.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name. "'Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits."
I would love to. And then that's how I finished Eden.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
Thoughts on Alphino being the guy all along? Somehow.
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
Ooh.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
Thank you, Mama.
Mother? I'm so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
Oh? Is this really?
Master Alphino?
Is this how he changes? Ions are a gift from Mummy.
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days, as a student he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have bred, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry.
And he gets a stage shopstone.
I am told these devices are quite difficult to master. But someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
You better have to know how to level from 70, otherwise you can't do it.
I promise.
Endwalker. True!
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Damn. Mom's a rebel.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
Let's go. Onward and upward. You bet you have to go downstairs first so you can go downward and go upward. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her, and I shall refrain from inquiring to you as the content of your private situation or conversation. I wish not to know how you tried to bang my mom. Our visit was all too brief for now, however. It would have to suffice. As will these tokens of home will carry with us, these gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality. Let's return to the annex and rejoin our companions. Oops. Oh, I didn't tune to that? Rip. Oopsie. I'll go do that now. Hey, let me in! Let me in! There we go. Enjoyed your time with the Liviers, I hope. I would ask the twins how twins fared, but their new outfits tell the tale. I only hope we can get them to reconcile with their father, and then they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secrets of the Forum, strive to hide the flowers bequeathed to you by Heidelin. Is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident once we scatter the situation over in Favnir, we'll be well equipped to plot our next move.